Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Niche Warrior Story in the 3rd century of White Age. When we left off in the previous episode, our settlement was edging ever closer to that second port city we've been wanting to establish for a while now. We also had, I think, the Lord of Skane pass away and his lady is currently ruling, if I'm not wrong. Their son, along with his mate, have settled over there quite nicely, and they should be taking on the mantle of leadership and the titles when the time comes, which is going to be very soon if that hasn't already happened. And we also had Flamezom II over here right before us. He is actually, I wouldn't say suffering, but I think feeling the weight of his inheritance probably right around now. He is the eldest born of our current lord and warrior, so when Overlord Flamezom does eventually pass, the mantle of leadership and essentially taking care of the entire settlement of Flantha is going to be on this bat-faced Nicheling's shoulders. So, that was a lot of things to get out of the way, but without further ado, let's get going. We are starting off with 15 Nichelings, 364 food, 218 nesting material. I think we said that with the way that we named the previous age was based on the main color of the leader, and we have some blonde going in here, so who knows, we might see a bit of a blonde age at some stage, depending on whether or not he is around by the time we hit 147 days, which is when we're going to enter into a new age. But, okay, let's have a look at what's going on here. Look at everyone kind of nestled in together. That makes me super happy. So it looks as though we have an expectant Elenovia II. She's ready to settle into a nest, so she'll be doing that. And at Skeen, look at this. So we've got such a huge gap between Skeen and everyone else. These guys are a little bit isolated. And I think if they've actually taken on the mantle of Lord and Lady. Yep. So we already have Lord Foran V and Lady Olessa V. And they've just had Lord Foran VI born to them. So, okay, we've got some stuff moving along, which is good to see. I think I want to move my expectant nicheling first, in case I forget about her, which wouldn't be that wise. So, let's get Elenovia II, digging this. Anything else to take? Nope, moving into this nest and plucking a berry. We'll get Nightingale III to grab his green stone, because unfortunately he does not have the ability to fight. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I did plan on pairing someone up with someone else. Who did I plan on pairing up? I don't remember who I planned on pairing up. Darn it. Okay, so Elenovia is partner to, where is he? Overlord Flamezom. Yep. And then we have Lady Olessa V. She's partnered up with Foran. So we have those two going on. Ifeen has grown up. Graven, I think Graven didn't have a mate. Ifeen, who are you paired up with? Everyone, you can't go for any of these boys. Okay. G and H. Why do we have so many lords? Oh, I'm sorry, kiddo. You're not supposed to have Lord in your name. I don't know why we have that going on. That confused me big time. K and D, G and H. Oh, Ifeen and Flamezom II are actually compatible. K and H. K and D. Okay, we have a few things going on. I'm a little bit confused. Let's quickly check again. So the ladies I need to look at are Elenovia II. Actually, no, she's already had her with Nightingale II. Right. So those two are a pair. Okay. So Elenovia is currently paired up. Lady Elenovia has already been paired up. We also have, so Lady Elenovia is not breeding anymore, I think. We're breeding Elenovia II currently. And we're also breeding Olessa V. Okay, apart from them, we have Graven and Ifeen currently. Graven, are you compatible with anyone? Graven's the older one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So let's see. You cannot be mated with Oren and Flamesome because they are your siblings. Nightingale has already had kids. Oren. Okay, well you... What about these guys? ENK. So she's not compatible with anyone. It seems as though we only have Ifene and Flamesome matched up next. So we may decide to get them going, or we might stick around with Elenovia II for a little bit longer before we transfer who has their kids. I think we do want to encourage these two though, because, yeah, we need to keep... I think it'll be good. So we'll get them going. Oh, nope. Nothing happening there. Well, if that's the case, then I think we will actually jump our lovely Ifene. Where is... Actually, Flamesome and Ifene, are you guys related? I don't know. They're not related. They're not related. Okay, sweet. Sweet. I'm so sorry for all that confusion. It does take a bit to catch up once you leave, especially when these Nichelings look so similar. But okay, Flamesome is gonna hop into the grasses, be the hero that he is to try and clear up these grasses in space, and then I think Ifene is probably going to fall for him. So there we go. Now she's expectant, so he actually impressed her very much with probably his traits that he has going on. He's a little bit different from everyone else. He's got that bit of blonde in his hair and he's got lighter horns. So yeah, she was impressed by that, and he's a warrior as well. So that's nice. We'll get Vubia to jump here. We'll get Nightingale, who's approaching the end of his life very quickly. Graven the 5th. Oh, you've uncovered a nest. Maybe Ifene can look towards that. And Overlord Flamesome. I think it might be wise of you to come near the coast. We'll get Lady Elenovia to clear away these spots. And Nightingale the 2nd. I think Elenovia's your mate, right? Why don't you come along the coast as well? Forget about the bundle. Let's clear away this path. The port city, conquering that port city is everyone's goal right now. That's what they want. And this is, if you think about it, kind of the first time Flamesome II is taking part in any sort of assignment, any sort of huge, I wouldn't say conquest necessarily, but this huge adventure, this quest that they have going on to try and get that city of whatever it is, that port city set up. So this is actually a good time for him to gather experience of the world they live in. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot you, Suzachi II, and I also know you have a bud in the lake. So, Ozarachi, let's see. I can see some fish. So let's dive in there, grab those fish, nice. Now there hasn't been a lady that matches up with him just yet. We're gonna have to keep an eye on the youngsters to see if anyone's compatible when they grow up. Currently we only have one youngster right now. We have Vubia, which is K and D. Oh, come on, K and D, E and K, yep. So we don't have a perfect match with any of the new youngsters, but that's okay because we've pretty much got 3 couples going right now. Okay, let's turn the day. Oh, we need to settle down next to Elenovia. This is your first child, is it not? I think this is. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it's a little girl who is not a warrior, and that's completely fine because she's female. She is going to be called Elenovia III. So, Elenovia III, welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome. There we go. And Nightingale III, he needs his greenstone. Who's your mother? Actually, that's not her first child. That's her second child. Yeah, okay, sweet. So she's had a boy and a girl now, which means we might be able to focus on... I think a 3rd child would be nice as well. I like giving my nichelings or the couples a chance to have at least 3 kids. I think that's about nice. But okay. We're gonna have to get Ifine moved into a nest. So Elenovia, let's jump this way, clear away those spots. Ifine will jump and gather up a berry and darn it. Darn it. Darn it. I should have... Ha! She has moves left! I don't like it when my nichelings have moves left. I prefer it when they don't. So, okay, well, kind of missed out on something there. So I guess we'll leave it to it. I don't want to jump out of nest either, because then we won't be able to build anything. And I think we'll get these 2 trying again. So there we go. So Olesa the 5th is expectant again. Why don't you come this way and see if you can grab a nut. Lord Foren's gonna pluck a berry. And oh, Foren the 6th, he is gonna get his greenstone. Why don't you come play around here a little bit? Excellent. And Sizochi the 2nd. Let's gather up these berries. Oh, these darn bunnels, they're just everywhere. Okay, Ozorochi could gather these berries, but as we know, he's a bit obsessed with the fish. So there we go. He's gonna grab that. He really likes spending his time in the waters, gathering as much fish as possible. That's his joy in life. Okay. Elenovia, before you get moving, I want you to move your son. There we go. So he's following along the coast, which is probably quite fun for him. And Lady Elenovia, let's get you jumped up here. Look at how many nests we have available. Oh, Ifine can move to another nest. She's gonna do that. And that way I use up all her moves. Yeah, that makes me happy. I don't like it when they have moves left over. Okay, Flames on the 2nd. Maybe you should stick next to your mate as she's about to have your first ever child. Vubia, let's come along here. Look at this, going up along the cliffs, and it looks like this city is going to be a cliff port city. That is pretty cool if you ask me. Nightingale, you're approaching the end of your life very quickly. Let's stick around here. Overlord Flamezom, right at the forefront, and then we'll have Graven the 5th come along here and clear away the spot so everyone can settle around Ifine and have a good look at the grandchild of Overlord Flamezom. So that's actually perfect that everyone's arranged the way they are. Okay, I've got nothing else. Let's go ahead and see what she's gonna have. Everyone's waiting with bated breaths. And it's a girl. That's a warrior. Sweet. Okay, they had a little girl between the 2 of them. She is going to be Ifine the 2nd. Ifine the 2nd. Welcome to the family, young one. Quite a few girls. I think Overlord Flamezom would be happy if they managed to somehow have, like if he could see his grandson. Because then he would know that, oh, leadership is secured for the next couple of generations. I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, Vubia, you get your pink stone. We have little Elenovia, who's gonna have a pink stone as well. Nobody else, I think, has aged up in these corners. Over here, though, we have Oren, who needs his greenstone. Excellent. And then we want Lady Olesa to jump back in this area. Okay, so she's settling down in her nest. And our current capacity is 20, like I said. 15 for the mainland and 5 for each port city. We only have 1 right now, but that number should be bumping up to 25 once we set up this port city here. Once we give it a name, once we have a lord and lady, then our capacity will be bumped up to 25. And who is going to get breeding? I think I want Elenovia the 2nd and Nightingale the 2nd. So, Nightingale the 2nd, why don't you jump along here? And, oh, you guys need to try. There we go. Excellent. So we have that going. We will kind of visit Ozorochi a tad bit. Look at how many bundles there are. So many bundles. Okay, look, fish. More fish. Let's grab those. This lake is just so flippin' abundant. That lake is so abundant. Okay, Elenovia the Third, you can try and inch your way around here. It's a safe place though, so I don't think she's in any immediate danger from birds or anything. Right, you guys, let's clear away these spots. And look at this! They've cleared away the entire hillside, and now everyone, look, Overlord Flamezom is literally almost at the highest point. And he can see this port city, which seems to be a city on a cliff. So they are going to want to probably make the crossing now and try and head over to this side. So we'll see how the landscape is there, where they have nests situated. It would be good if they had a nest. If not, then, well, that's fine. Not a big deal. But I think this is good because the other port city doesn't have a land bridge, whereas this one kind of does. So, okay. Lady Elenovia, why don't you take the lead and try and cross this land bridge? We've already seen quite a bit of fish. Vubia, who has aged up, she's gonna jump right on ahead. We'll get little Nightingale the Third. Look at that. So they're slowly crossing one by one. Flamezom the Second. Let's head over to that side. They need to be careful of that coconut tree. We'll get Nightingale, who's on his last day, so really this is the last thing he's being able to see before he passes away. So I think at least he'll go knowing that he helped accomplish quite a few things. So that should be pretty awesome. Ifeen, we want to stay away from that nut tree, I think. So let's come along here. Okay, so we've got some berries to work with. Right, so slowly but surely we are inching, and the landscape of this port seems really cool. Because right on the get-go, we have a stone over here, which kind of seems like a really cool landmark to signal that you've entered the city, the port city, or something like that. And then we have this little place, which to me kind of seems like maybe the spot where the Lord is going to sit. Like maybe the Lord of this particular city is going to be an indulgent nicheling who just sits here and dictates what happens on his port city and that kind of thing. And the rest of his family kind of move back and forth along here. They probably fish a lot in these lands. I can imagine this little lagoon area being the private property of this port city, and only the nichelings who live on this port city are allowed to fish from its waters. And yeah, nobody else is. I can kind of imagine that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. You guys haven't gotten going yet, have you? Right. Well, Foreign, let's gather up your berries like you've been doing. And I think your son's old enough to try and settle down next to these nuts and take a crack at one of them. Okay, everyone seems to be done. So we are going to settle down next to Lady Olessa and see what she has. Oh, I did not expect a little red girl. But she has a warrior girl who can fish as well, and she's got some very interesting patterning going on. Look at this. Oh, this is actually very interesting. Yeah. It's like a very asymmetrical, odd, splattering, almost like a birthmark. Like a red splotches on her skin. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, she is going to be Olessa the 6th. So, Olessa the 6th. Welcome to the family. That is way too cool. And our numbers are still at 17 because I'm pretty sure Nightingale passed away. Well, why don't we get Ifeen the 2nd with her pink gemstone to head higher up the cliff, and we can get Elenovia probably settle into this nest. So why don't you jump down here, pluck, and jump up onto the nest on the cliff. There we go. So those two are settled. We've got Elenovia the 3rd, who's going to get her 2nd pink stone. None of the kiddos here seem to need any extra stones from me. Okay. And who do we want to breed next? Let's take a look. It's between Ifeen and Olessa. Maybe we should go for Ifine. I'm kind of tempted to breed Olessa. Okay, we'll bring Olessa, and we'll try and see if we can get these two going. Yep, excellent. So we'll get them waiting another day. Let's gather up your berries. Let's get you crack open this nut and jump here. So those two are doing their little bit. And oh, let's go chasing the fish. And more fish. Excellent. I think Ozorochi, unfortunately, is going to live a lonely life and is going to pass away on his own, as sad as that sounds. That just seems to be the way that his life is panning out. He doesn't really have anyone compatible enough to come see him. And even though he is one of the coolest nichelings and I wanted to breed him, it seems as though this is how things are turning out. But that's fine. He's doing his best. He's living his best life. But guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.